Welcome, everyone. Welcome to Whrs and Whrs. I'm your host, Emily, and I'm here today with Sydney.
Hey, y'all.
This is a solo episode, so we do not have a guest person today, but that's okay. We're here now. Should I stop?
No, you can start.
I can go?
Yeah.
Oh my God, you're right. You're right. So dumb. So how are we today? How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. You know, life has been treating me good so far.
Great.
You know, a couple things happened here and there, but I mean, it's all good.
What happened?
So I'm gonna not say their names, just to be like, you know,
obviously.
But I'm gonna just say different names.
All right.
Or their
names.
names.
Got it. I'll catch on.
So yeah, which I'll tell you later. So it was someone's birthday. Let's call her Sarah.
Sarah.
Okay, so Sarah's birthday, you know, we're all having a good time, you know, everything's going smoothly, you know, and then, you know, end of the night, it's getting a little wild, everything's going...
Things are going a little bit south.
Yeah, so, you know, you know, everyone's trying to go home.
Yeah, obviously.
And, you know, let's call this other girl, you know, Gerard. I don't know. It just came out of my head. I don't know.
Okay,
but,
yeah.
You know, Gerard and...
Gerard is a girl?
You know what? It could be biracial.
Okay.
Anyway, Gerard and Penguin.
Penguin, okay.
Okay, you know, they're together. Gerard and Penguin.
Okay.
So something happens, and so I had to step outside.
Oh.
And, you know, me and them, I was like, listen, like, what's going on? Like, this and that. You know, someone wanted to drive that they shouldn't drive.
Yeah, obviously.
And, you know, Gerard kind of was like, want to talk, but at the same time, Penguin didn't want to talk. Which is totally fine. It happens.
Yeah.
So I'm over here, you know, pushing Gerard. I'm like, go inside, go inside. I might be a little bit yelling.
Yeah.
At this time, I'm kind of heated. I'm more like...
Exactly.
In my head, I'm like, come on, let's go before anyone shows up. But that's not the case. I grabbed his keys. I gave him back because he had his window. And I was just like, okay, give him back. But he didn't. Then he tried to leave. I might have punched his window. Yeah, maybe twice. And my hand was really bruised for 2 weeks.
Oh my God.
It's good now. It's still a little bit here. But I might have pushed that. And then, you know, Gerard, I pushed her out of the way. And... Mind you, I wasn't in my right mindset. I was not thinking clearly. So the next day, everything's fine. You know, they work things out, etc. Her hand starts to hurt for a couple of days. And let's just say it's fractured.
No way.
So, you know, of course, it's my fault because I was the only one kind of there for that part. And I do apologize for that because that was wrong, and she knows that it was wrong, and she knows I never ever would do anything to hurt her. It just at the point that, you know, sometimes you need to listen, but at the same time we're not in our right mindsets.
Yeah,
and it's totally fine. Like, we know next time to be in a good mindset, not to freak out, not to do anything, and, you know, get too much. But yeah, that's what kind of happened. And then some other things kind of happened, which I'll tell you more about later.
Yeah.
But, girls going to Kings Dominion next week with some friends. And then I'm going to go watch, what's the movie? Conjuring, the third.
Really?
Yeah, I'm watching that Friday.
Nice. Okay.
So I'm very excited.
Ooh,
yeah.
That's exciting.
How about you? How's life?
Pretty okay for now. Pretty uneventful. From what I told her before we started recording is that I had a little bit of drama happen, not too much. I just had people text me about asking me why I decided to make a decision of blocking them. Which I kind of wanted to, like, talk about that a little bit. I don't really like when... I don't understand, is the better way to put it, why people go looking for people after they've blocked them. I do not understand that. Because if you know that someone blocked you, there's probably a reason for it. And to respect that person, you should probably just leave them alone. Which is why when I blocked this person, because they were obviously treating me terribly, and they texted me out of nowhere, it kind of pissed me off because I was just like, if I did do that decision, then it's probably because I don't want to talk to you. So it kind of just bothered me that this person still tried to like look for a way to continue having contact with me, even though it was obvious that I didn't want to anymore. And then not only that, but then pushing the narrative that it wasn't because of my own decision. They thought that it was because someone else told me to do it, which also pissed me off because I was just like, that has nothing to do with you.
Right.
But yeah, that was pretty much it that happened. Me this weekend. I have a pretty eventful weekend as well. I'm going to my cousin's graduation party.
Woohoo.
And then I'm going to a funeral. It's okay. It's fine. No worries. I don't want anyone being like, oh, boo-hoo, funerals. Like, It's completely okay. And then after that, I'm going to my uncle's house, and I'm probably going to get a kitten. So...
Baby kitten alert!
Yes! If I do end up getting him, I'll post pictures on the next episode. Literally, by next episode, I'll have little pictures of the kitten if I do get it at the beginning of the episode.
Yeah.
We'll have a little montage just for the cat.
Oh my God, yes!
Yay! But that's about it. Yeah, that's about it that has been going on. Something, though, that I really did want to talk about. Yeah. I've been on TikTok a lot.
Right.
Obviously. I love TikTok, bottom of my heart. Been there for me when I'm at my lowest fucking points, to be honest.
Right.
But I feel like TikTok is also super overbearing. In the sense of, like, I feel like TikTok changes rules every 10 seconds of what's right and wrong to the point where it's really confusing.
Yeah.
But again, I fucking love TikTok. Like, I spend most of my days on TikTok, which I think is why this bothered me a lot. Before I do start, I'm going to talk about a little bit of, like, a sensitive topic. So if you don't want to hear about that, or if you're easily triggered, then hopefully I can type in a timestamp so that you can skip this whole part. But if you do not want to hear about sensitive topics like self-harm or like eating disorders, then just skip like
10 minutes.
10 minutes.
About
and we'll probably be done talking about it by. Okay, so this is editing me. I'm sorry. I said that we were just going to talk about it for like a little segment. That ended up not happening. So this is me editing, telling you that the whole rest of the podcast we're talking about triggers on TikTok. So if you're sensitive with that topic, then just go to the next episode or watch any of the other episodes and you'll be great. Again, I'm so sorry that I said it was just going to be 10 minutes and it wasn't. So, yeah, but for everyone else, enjoy the rest of the podcast. There's been a lot of fake activism on TikTok is what I've noticed. Where TikTok, I feel like, again, it's great. I feel like it's a place where you can easily express yourself and put out there what your likes, your dislikes, like dances, jokes, whatever, right? Which is wonderful. But I feel like when it comes to TikTok wanting to take a stance on something, it's very hard for TikTok to do that. The first instance that I felt like this happened was months ago, maybe even a year ago, where they wanted to do a blackout day for Hispanics.
Okay.
Which no one knows about because TikTok decided to just choose a random date to do it and not tell anyone.
Oh.
So when I went on TikTok, the night before the blackout, there's, I think at most 2 people I saw on my For You page that said something about it. And they were like, hey, like, it's a blackout tomorrow. Like, don't post anything if you're not Hispanic or Latino, like, nothing. But the next day, I was kind of excited because I thought that there's going to be a bunch of, like, informative videos about it, which I was super happy about because I feel like when it comes to, like, Hispanic and Latino heritage, there's not a lot of people that talk about it that much. But to my surprise, when the next day I went on TikTok, everyone kind of forgot about it.
Right.
Which was my first, like, but then again, I understood because it was super last minute. I did not hear about this until the night before.
Right. I didn't know about it.
A lot of people didn't know about it. And what pissed me off even more is that these TikTok advocates would attack these other creators that were posting on the blackout days to stop posting. And to be honest, it pissed me off because I don't feel like they should have been attacked because a lot of these people didn't know because TikTok didn't put a set date for the blackout day for like black people, for Black Lives Matter. They put a set date.
You're right.
Everyone knew about the date that the blackout was going to be. Everyone posted, which, to be honest, I thought was really stupid. The, like, black boxes, which don't help anything. If you're just putting a black box and being like, Black Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter, it's not helping anyone if you're not informing people and telling them about the importance of that day.
As I did the black, it's okay.
I just didn't post that day in general. I didn't post anything that day to, like, let people to just post about it. But to my surprise, on that day, all I saw was black boxes and nothing from black people, which kind of pissed me off because I was just like, these people are trying to be advocates, but they're not giving out, like, any ads for black creators. They're not really giving any information about why this day is important. No one is giving anything but a black box, which is why it kind of pissed me off. The difference between that blackout day and this one was that there was a set date, and for this one, there was no set date. So nobody knew, and I thought that there was actually no reason to, like, be upset about it or upset that people didn't know about it because TikTok just threw it out there out of nowhere.
Right.
So it kind of really pissed me off. And that's when I kind of realized that TikTok has this thing where they pick and choose who they want to keep on the platform and who they don't.
No.
They, literally, they'll easily scoop up things from years and years ago. They'll scoop it up and be like, we have to cancel this person now.
That's so stupid.
Which, here's the thing. People grow and change with time. People do grow and they become different people. And I believe that everyone is eligible to change. And just because they did a bad thing in their past does not mean that they should get their whole reputation ruined. Because if the person that they are today does not reflect the person that they were before, then there's no reason to cancel them.
Right.
But I do feel like if there has been literally no change throughout time and they're only hiding what they did, then I do feel like those people deserve to get canceled.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
but I hate cancel culture. I absolutely do not stand by it. I do not like the fact that people gather in mobs going to attack people and basically telling them to kill themselves.
Yeah, no, that's a little too much.
Like, that is way too much. People get doxxed. I've seen, like, celebrities or, like, YouTubers or small creators that have literally gotten doxxed and, like, having their, like, addresses leaked or like pictures of them leaked because
Of
of something about their past.
Right.
Which is not the way that you're supposed to do things.
No.
I think it's very immature and very dangerous that it even crosses your mind to do that. Not only that, but I feel like I really don't like that TikTok attacks these creators, and then when someone else, it's like 6ix9ine situation where no matter what he did, no one wanted to cancel him. No one wanted to cancel him. Like, literally, he still had a platform. People are still buying his music, still listening to his music, still loving him, and still adoring him. When he is literally a pedophile.
Thank you.
He is literally a fucking pedophile, and people are still supporting him. It pisses me off because it shows to what degree people pick and choose who they want to cancel and who they do not want to cancel.
Exactly. So I mentioned this to Bianca's boyfriend, and he's a big fan. I'm telling you, he already wants to get a tattoo of him.
Really?
Well, of a quote he says.
Okay.
And he's very into him right now. Like, he wants shoes, matching shoes. He wants to do everything, and I'm like, bleh.
Sorry, anyone that supports 6ix9ine is an enemy of mine because I do not stand by people that choose to support people that are clearly pedophiles, that are clearly racist, that are clearly homophobic or transphobic, and yet they still have a fucking platform. Yeah. Like, he deserves to be in jail.
I do agree. I like, and even like if someone was here to say something about it, they would just say they would snitch too because he's supporting his family. He's supporting who's going to support his family, his kid, and etc.
Okay, then maybe think about your actions before you do them.
Yeah, exactly.
If you're literally a fucking pedophile, go fucking get help.
Yeah.
It is not normal for you to look at a kid and be like, let me tap that. That is disgusting.
A lot of people do it, though. That's the thing.
Is disgusting.
And especially nowadays, everyone's looking more older, and they're 13, 15. And
that
it's just
is also a point I want to make.
Yeah.
Literally, I hate the argument that people are putting that they're like, oh my god, like, I didn't know her age, like this and that. Like, it is your responsibility as the adult in the situation that if you're going to be going out or hooking up with someone, to make sure that they are not a minor.
And, do anything to possibly find out. I mean, sure, there has been a possibility I might have lied about my age one of the times. But listen. They knew what they were doing. They knew that I was younger.
Exactly. That's the thing. They want to pretend as if they don't know. But the way that a younger person acts, their mannerisms, the way that they talk, the way that they dress, clearly indicates that they are not your age.
Exactly.
So what the fuck are you trying to do hooking up with that child? It's disgusting.
Yeah.
Because I am about to turn 19.
Yeah.
I have just become an adult. I cannot picture myself flirting or even talking in that way to a person who is literally either 17 or 16.
No, I can't.
I cannot picture myself because
I could never know.
Even though I've had friends I still have friends that are like a year
a year different
below me that are now seniors.
Yeah.
But I feel like that is more acceptable because they're just about to get out of high school.
Yeah.
And
I agree on that.
But I'm talking about if a high schooler, let's talk about like a senior, and they're going out with a fucking middle schooler. That, you know how many people I've known that did that when I was in senior year of high school? I knew so many people that were doing that. It's disgusting because what the fuck are you doing? You're about to turn 18 or you're 18 and you're fucking around with a 13-year-old?
I don't know. I mean, I had friends like that.
That is pedophilia.
I used to have friends way when I was younger. So, she was younger than me by a year. We would be in middle school, and remember, she's a year younger than me, would be talking to a 17-year-old, 18-year-old in middle school. And I'm just like, okay, be careful, because you know what teenagers want.
Yeah.
No, I mean, she seems fine now.
I'm just saying because I had a bunch of friends like that too, that we were in middle school, and I had a friend who was literally talking to like a 23-year-old. That is disgusting. When I started working at my the grocery store that I work at right now, there was a manager there, and
not the creepy manager.
Yeah. Now I'm gonna be completely honest. He was very flattering, not in the good way though, if that makes sense. Like, he was a person that could easily flatter you. But mind you, I was 16, about to turn 17, and this guy was at least 25. What the fuck are you doing trying to, like, talk to a younger girl? Like, this guy would continuously come up to me. The months leading up to my 18th birthday, he kept on telling me that he wanted to take me out for my 18th birthday. And telling me that he wanted to hang out, that he wanted to talk to me, that he wanted to see if we could work something out. And, literally, day of my 18th birthday, he texted me asking me if we could go out and if I had plans. And, this guy knew I had a boyfriend. He knew that I had a boyfriend. He knew that I was underage, obviously. And he still continued to pursue that to the point where when I kept on, this point, I got really pissed off at him. And I was just like, I have a boyfriend. Please stop talking to me in that way. He literally said, and I quote, "I do not care about your boyfriend."
I'm done.
And that is my problem when older people look for younger girls. And why I kind of hate that, TikTok and, social media in general lets this shit slide.
Exactly.
Because if it were literally anyone else, they would easily get kicked off of the fucking internet right now. But because it's a singer, a popular singer, they want to keep him on the fucking app. Disgusting, and I hate TikTok for that.
TikTok is very weird. You can't talk about OnlyFans. You can't talk about just anything sexual or cutting yourself or suicide things. And, I mean, it is a serious matter that maybe someone could help someone online, but sometimes they can't.
Yeah.
Which is totally fine. But, TikTok does have what they want and don't want in their thing, which is wrong. Because you want to branch out and talk about what's in your life, what's in there. Yeah. Instead of just hiding it away and never talking about it, because you do need to talk about it. Exactly. It has to be talked about, no matter what. It has to be talked about. There's no way. I mean, I get it. OnlyFans. I get it. You don't want people, young kids to be like, oh, I want to do that. Yeah. I totally get that.
I do not like that. Speaking about that, do you remember, I think her name is Danielle Vergoli, the Catch Me Outside girl? I hate this whole situation going around with her. Okay. Because the second she turned 18, she made an OnlyFans. You know how many people? You know how many people are commenting, "Oh, I've been waiting so long for this." Gross. That is disgusting, and I hate the fact that her producers and all that shit, they basically let this slide. Which, by the way, her producers are men. Same thing with the whole. I know this is going to be very controversial, but the whole Billie Eilish situation really irks me the wrong way. Because it kind of bothers me that her whole motto was that, oh, I wear baggy clothes because this way no one can judge me, no one can look at my body in a sexual way, this and that. The moment that she turned 18, she comes out in the Vogue magazine yeah. It's a completely 180, and I've seen the different sides of the story, which people are like, oh, we support her because she's finally embracing her body, which I love that. Yeah. Love that. I do too. But I just don't like the comments that men make to her, that they're like, oh my God, I've been waiting for this moment. I've been waiting for this for so long. Keep your dick in your pants, please. Exactly. These are girls that they're still fucking children.
Yeah, they just turned 18.
They just turned 18. Please just leave them alone.
I thought Billy was about to be 19. I thought she's 19. I think she's our age. I think she's 2001.
Yeah.
I think she's 2001.
Yeah, but still, I just think it's a little weird about, like, this whole, like, transition of, like, her, like, and that's the thing, even when she was below the age, do you remember that picture that started circulating around where, like, the first time she wore a tank top and someone took a picture of her, people were like, oh my god, boobs, boobs, boobs.
I mean,
she was 17.
Yeah.
Leave her the fuck alone. Like, okay, we all have boobs.
Yeah.
Chill out, please. I do not understand what men's obsession with boobs are.
Because
they are sacks of flesh. It's literally just body fat.
I mean, if you think about it, they're thinking their head, not their brain. Their head.
Exactly.
So
and that's like, what pisses me off is that, please, for the love of God, it's not that hard to, like, look at a girl and not to be looking at her chest. Like, please just look at her in the face and not look at her as an object.
Exactly.
It's not that hard.
It's hard, though, for guys. They can't. That's why their brain doesn't develop until they're 25.
Which is so gross.
Yeah.
Like, at least from my perspective, my whole entire life, I've only had 2 guys in my whole entire life, that does not include anyone from my family, that have treated me with respect and haven't looked at me in a sexual way. 2 people. And that is literally it. Because every single guy I've ever come across has seen me in somewhat of a sexual way. And the problem with that is that I look young. And I know I look young. And the fact that, like guys that I've met and I've tried to, like, get something from me, they've always been like, oh, well, you're petite, like, you're small, like, you're this, you're that, like, the innocence of it. That is so disgusting.
Exactly.
Why would you even think that by saying that I'll be like, yeah, I totally want to get to bed with you now.
Teens.
No, that's disgusting.
Exactly.
Because, to be honest, I hate my body.
I feel like, too, also, like, body shaming, too. It's so much on TikTok that body shaming can't be perfect.
I hate it so much.
Yeah.
You know,
I love how
when a girl who is a little bit overweight makes a TikTok, obviously she looks beautiful, gorgeous.
Yeah.
People are hyping her up in the comments. Hyping her up, being like, oh my god, yes, bestie, yes. You go, queen. Go, queen, go. When a skinny girl posts a picture, people are like, oh man, I guess I'm not going to eat tonight. Guess I'm not going to eat for the next year. What is up with that? What is up with that? Because if it's girls supporting girls, do not be saying that shit.
Exactly.
Keep the same energy. If she's a chubby girl, you have to be like, yes, love you. If it's a skinny girl, same fucking energy. You have to be like, yes, girl, yes. Because we have to support each other. Not only that, but even when it's a conventionally ugly, chubby girl, the amount of disgusting comments I find, it's appalling. Where people are like, I don't know how to describe it, but they're like, they're just being very sarcastic with their compliments. It's very backhanded. Like the people that are like, I came to the comments to see if anyone was saying anything bad.
Right.
I hate that. Why would you say that? Like, if it's a girl,
I have nothing else to say.
If it's a girl trying to, like, show off herself and, like, feel herself and whatnot, support her. Don't bring her down. Literally, it takes so much courage for a girl to do that, and for you to be like,
listen,
gross, because her face isn't pretty or her body isn't pretty to your standards. That is disgusting. And I hate that. Also, the whole argument of, like, people being like, oh, well, skinny is the beauty standard. It is not. Well, yes, it is, but let me get this straight, because the skinny that they're talking about is not the same skinny of, like, magazines. Because the skinny in magazines, which is literally the body standard nowadays is a Kim Kardashian type of body.
Yeah.
It's an hourglass figure, no stomach, big boobs, big ass, big thighs, but again, small waist and no tummy. Yeah. That is the beauty standard, which is appalling because it's not achievable.
Exactly.
You cannot do that without surgery. You just can't. And when I see like people being like, oh, well, skinny girls are the beauty standard. Yes, they are.
Yeah.
But the problem with that is that it's starting to turn to the fact where the body standard for nowadays is not an actual body anymore. It's not. So in reality, skinny girls are the body standard is not even the same phrase anymore. No. Because those skinny girls are not that type of skinny anymore.
No.
It's not.
I mean, have you seen Victoria's Secret? They did change the models to a little bit thicker women, which is great. I'm glad they did that.
I support that completely, but it's still very unachievable because they show, oh my God, these chubby girls have smooth skin, no stretch marks, they have perfect everything, which is not realistic.
Right.
Every girl has stretch marks.
Yeah.
Skinny, chubby, fat girls, we all have stretch marks. Exactly. That's just how the body works. And for magazines and like other social medias to be showing off bodies that are completely perfect, no imperfections.
Exactly.
Is just unachievable for anyone.
I mean, it is achievable, but you don't want that mindset to be...
Exactly. Well, it's unachievable in the fact that no exercise and no diet is going to get you there.
Oh, yeah.
It's unachievable unless if you have money to get that body done.
Or your body is a little bit different, too. Like, what's the word I'm looking for? When you eat a lot, we were just talking about when we were eating.
Metabolism?
Yes, your metabolism is
for me,
skinny.
My metabolism is pretty fast. I think that's the right way to say it. Everything that I eat burns off super fast. So I can't really gain weight.
Yeah.
Which, at least from my perspective of body shaming, like... When I was younger in like elementary school, I was getting body shamed because I had baby fat, which we all had baby fat.
Yeah.
So like I had skinny legs, but I had like a little tummy. So like obviously, my mom would tell me that. No, not my mom. I'm sorry. My uncle would tell me that I look like an iguana. I don't know if you ever seen like an iguana like standing up or like anything like that, or like. Not standing up, but like on its feet.
Yeah.
Where it's like very skinny, but it has like this belly protruding out of them. Like he would tell me that that's how I look like, which is really fucked up.
Yeah,
because
like,
it's literal baby fat. But then again, my uncle was weird.
We love an uncle. We love an uncle.
But and then when I finally started losing that fat. Like in middle school, like I would get constant comments about how skinny I was.
Oh God, yeah. Well,
the amount of people that would come up to me and be like, "Oh my God!" Like my family members in general would be like, "You have to eat more. Like you look anorexic."
Right.
It took a really hard toll on me because I felt like I had to gain weight to the point where like I would binge eat to the point where I would literally want to throw up. Right. Because I wanted to gain weight. But that's just not how my body works.
Exactly.
So as much as I wanted to eat and gain weight, I just couldn't. Which would make me even more upset and would make me want to eat even more. Because I wanted to gain that weight. Because I wanted my family to be like, oh my God, finally, like this and that.
Oh yeah, my dad's the same way. My dad would be like, you should probably lose weight. He'll get me gym memberships when I was younger. Actually, that's funny that you mentioned it. Because... I was looking at my memories. This is me 2 years ago. And my face is definitely chubbier. Definitely, yes, I did have more weight than I do now. But it's just like, everyone's different. Yeah. Everyone can grow differently and everything. Why is that? Okay. But yeah.
Like, something that wasn't the beauty standard before was big lips. In elementary school, I do not have big lips. I don't think that I have huge lips, but I do have wide lips. Right. That we can admit that I do have wide lips. And I would get bullied for it in elementary school all the time. People would be like, oh my god, like your lips are so like big and wide and like gross and whatever, which would make me very insecure about my lips. So you can see pictures of me in middle school where I like do that, like, no offense, but like the white people smile where they go like,
me, I still do that.
Because I would try to like hide my lips between like my teeth so that they wouldn't look as huge, right. Because I felt embarrassed of them. Until all of a sudden it became the trend where like people wanted bigger lips, and that's when I finally was like, I guess my lips are okay. Yeah. Because like now it's like the standard where like people are like they want bigger lips or whatever. Yeah. And that's the thing, trends change all the time, which is a really big problem, because no matter what, we'll never be the right body type or the right type of beauty, because standards are always fucking changing.
Exactly.
And it just really sucks because we're putting up young impressionable girls from like really young ages to put themselves in this box where they have to become this certain woman, which is just unachievable. They cannot achieve that body type. And it's just really saddening that like their parents, at least for mine, and now that you're saying for yours as well, that for me they would, first of all, they would tell me, oh my god, like you're a little bit on the chubby side, and then to be like, oh my god, you're so thin, we have to stuff you up, to the point where like my family would literally buy me medicines to make me chubbier.
Oh god, yeah.
And then for you to like end up getting a membership for like gym to like get thinner, it's so messed up. Like in no situation can you win. Yeah. But the thing that sucks is that no matter what, it's sad to say it, but fat girls are never gonna be the beauty standard, which is so saddening to me because they're so beautiful in their own way. Exactly. Because anyone below the fat spectrum are quote unquote in the beauty standard. You could, like, even if you're a little bit chubby, you could still fit into the beauty standard, but fat girls don't get any of that, because to be honest, if you really think about it, there's no fat representation in the media. When you look at like Victoria's Secret models trying to like do plus size women, they're like curvy chubby women. They are not fat women. Which is saddening, because I feel like they should get represented as well, because even though they're not the beauty standard, they are still beautiful the way that they are. Right. And I hate that, from what I see on TikTok, is that it's a double-ended sword where they attack both sides for no reason. And I feel like instead of attacking each other, we should be on the same page of loving each other and loving our bodies. But I don't really see that on TikTok at all. Either if they're too fat, they get get hated on for it. If they're too skinny, they get hated on for it. If you're not in the straight dead center, then you are not going to get praised for it.
But even if you're in the middle, you're still going to get hate.
You're still going to get hate.
Because, whatever combined.
Like, literally, even if you're hot as hell or ugly as hell, you're still going to get hate, which is so annoying. Because if you're just minding your own business and doing what makes you happy, then
good for you.
Good for you. Yeah. That is how it's supposed to be. No one should tell you that that's not how it should be. And that's what pisses me off. Not only that, but getting into like body types and whatnot. The fact that I've noticed that TikTok has this really strange relationship with mental illness also really bothers me. Where I saw this TikTok of this guy basically being like, oh my god, like it was basically like a skit where he was like asking this person like, hey, like, have you showered? And they're like, oh no, like I have depression. And he was just like, that's just an excuse to be dirty and musty and like this and that. And then the person's like, no, like I genuinely have depression. He was like, no, that's an excuse. There's no excuse to be gross and disgusting. And the thing about that is that people like that don't have depression or don't understand what depression is.
I mean, yeah, especially like kids nowadays like have really bad depression, or even grown-ups have depression. I can't say not everyone doesn't have depression, but like some people don't. And that's good for you, but like you don't understand what's going on.
I don't feel like people that don't have depression should put their input into people with depression, is what I'm saying.
Right.
Because at least for me, in my most depressive state, I was not, and I don't want to sound gross, but like I literally did not have the energy to brush my teeth regularly. I just didn't have the energy to do that. I didn't have the energy to actually get up and take a shower. Like, I just didn't have it anymore. Like, I was completely dead. All I wanted to do was stay in bed and do absolutely nothing. And that's how depression is.
It really is.
So, like I was saying before we stopped, I think that when it comes to, like, mental illness, they're very double-sided, where this guy was basically saying that, like, depression doesn't involve getting so tired to the point where you don't want to shower. When it is like that, there's a lot of people that will literally not shower for months on end. They will not shower. Right. And it's not because they want to be disgusting or that they just don't want to get up. It's that people with depression don't have the energy to.
Yeah.
And I hate that TikTok wants to romanticize depression way too much. They pick and choose the sides of depression that they like. Oh my god, it's so romantic to like be upset and like sad and like
it's not. It's sad.
It's not, because I don't know if you've heard, but people with depression literally can kill themselves.
Exactly. Yeah, depression is not fun to just joke around and just like, ha ha ha, I'm depression.
Like, literally, it's not something that you can just be like, oh, I have it. Like, no, it's something very serious.
Yeah.
And not something that you can just take lightly. Not only that, but continuing on with that, I don't know if anyone else has seen these, but there's been one too many TikToks on my For You page talking about how eating disorders are fat phobic, which really pisses me off because these people do not understand how eating disorders work. There is a whole spectrum of eating disorders.
Yeah.
There's people that binge eat because they don't want to be skinny. Right. There's people that binge eat and then they throw up because they're trying to lose weight. Yeah. And then there's anorexia, and there's so many ones in between the lines. But just because you have an eating disorder does not mean that you're fat phobic.
No.
Now, that doesn't mean that fat phobia isn't the root of eating disorders, because we have to be honest here, it is. But we cannot just sit here and be like, oh, you're fat phobic because you have an eating disorder. Because let's remind people that this is a mental illness.
It is.
It's not something you can just let go. I'm pretty sure these people don't want to have an eating disorder. They don't want to be this way. They want to get better, but they just don't know how. So instead of judging them and being very hateful towards them, why don't you try to help them? Because this argument kind of looks like the one where they're like, oh, well, you have depression? Well, there's so many other people out there that have worse problems than you, so you should just be happy. That is what that sounds like.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Like, oh my god, there's people that have, like, that are fat and people that are fat phobic. And that's why you should just be happy with the way that you look.
Yeah.
Like, it's not that easy because it's literally a mental illness. They can't just let that go. Exactly. What they need is help with therapy or with a psychologist or a psychiatrist to get that help that they need to get out of that situation.
And like, even though that too, but some people don't have money for that. And so, like, I get it, like, you don't have money and you can't help yourself. But I mean, you can eventually
be there to support those people.
Exactly. Just let your friends or family, whoever you're really close to, and talk about what's been going on instead of just hiding and keeping all of your emotions inside, because one day all of it's gonna break.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
You're gonna have a mental breakdown and not be like, wow, I could have just been talking about this, because I have friends like that.
Yeah, exactly.
They keep it all inside, don't talk about it at all
until they have their breaking point, which is very, very dangerous.
Right.
Not only for them, but for people around them, because you never know. They're kind of like a ticking time bomb. You never know when they're gonna blow up, because you never know when their last straw is.
Right.
Which is very dangerous, because you don't want to be in a situation where this person lashes out on you, not because it was your fault, but because they were on their last straw.
Yeah.
Which is why it's very important for people, instead of being judgy and pointing fingers on trying to attack someone, we should all just try to help each other. The same thing, which I really fucking hate about TikTok, is that when people have self-harm scars and they're either literally just dancing for a TikTok video and people are like, put a trigger warning.
No.
They're self-harm scars.
They can't go
They
away.
can't just brush them off.
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
but
but they are not the cause of your triggers. They are not responsible for your triggers.
Right.
They're just not. Like, I see this argument a lot, which I think is very valid, that triggers are not in real life. Obviously, a lot of people are like, yes there is. When you're watching movies, like, there's triggers to, like, be like, oh my god, like, what you're gonna see has blood in it or whatever. But I'm talking about if you go to the store and you see someone walking around with cuts on their arms, they're not gonna be walking around with the sign saying, trigger warning, I have self-harm scars. No.
Because
they can't be like that. That's not how life works.
The only way why people speak online is because they can't say it to their faces. That's the only thing. If someone said it to my face, I'd be like, thank you for letting me know, but it's not your business.
It's not your business.
And second of all, I mean, you're one to judge because you don't know what's going on in their situation, and especially online, you can say whatever you want because you can hide. You can hide and no one will know who you are. And it's exactly. Coward. It's a cowardly thing.
It's a very coward move, because instead of being so focused on hating someone, we should be more focused on trying to, like, love and protect these people.
Yeah, I agree.
And I just feel like TikTok is a very double-ended sword, where it's very toxic.
It's two-faced.
Yeah, where it's either super fun and there's shit that will keep me laughing for hours on there, but at the same time there's so many things that are just so hurtful on there that sometimes it makes me question if TikTok is like a safe space, which at this point it isn't, because people really are so directed to just straightforward just hate on people, to yell at people, to judge people for no reason, when there's so many other problems going on that we should be tackling.
Exactly.
But TikTok just doesn't want to do that because they don't give a fuck. Because TikTok, all they want to do is look for the next person that they can cancel.
And make money off of.
Literally.
That's all they care about.
But I guess we can wrap that up.
But
I'm so sorry. I said that this was just going to be like 10 minutes. This has been the whole episode. Yeah.
But it needed to be talked about, though.
This needed to be talked about, I think. But thank you, everyone, for listening. I'm so sorry for the hiatus. I didn't mention that at the beginning, but so much shit happened that we just had a little hiatus. But we're back now. Hopefully, we're going to be back on track.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. But thank you so much for listening. Follow us on Instagram. It'll be down in the bio.
Follow us on YouTube, and please subscribe
please.
And comment what was your favorite part of this episode.
Yes. Thank you so much. But anyways, we'll see you next time on Boys and Whores. Bye.
Bye.